Hey, what's happening everyone? This is Tranadashwa here, bringing you a quick little rant video. I just wanted to talk about some stuff, mainly about Abridging, an abridged series. Now, Abridging is this little creation on YouTube that's been here since basically the establishment of YouTube. It's been on the platform for years, and it's unique to only the platform. I haven't seen a bridge series or anything very similarly recreated on any other platform at all. And I love a bridge series so much so I've even tried to voice act in one of them before, although that series was unfortunately either halted or the creator was halted, and it's kind of embarrassing what the series actually was, but so I'm not going to tell you what it is. But yeah, I've loved bridge series since 2012 when I first found Little Karibo, the grandfather of Abridging. He's been talked about sometimes, like he's been announced as sometimes. And I found it because in 2012, back me and a few friends were really into Yu-Gi-Oh! And one of our friends, Jack, who I unfortunately don't see that much anymore, he lives down the road, but he's got different career aspirations. I haven't talked to him in ages. But Jack showed us episode 52 of Yu-Gi-Oh! The Abridged series titled Seto Kaiba vs. the World. And I remember we were laughing. It was the funniest shit we've ever seen. And I've been following Little Karibo since then. And I've gone out of my way to find a few different abridged series that I really enjoy over the past few years. And the one problem with abridging, though, is that there's a bunch of issues around it. It's hard work creating it, getting voice actors, editing lip flaps, editing parts of it together, and then splicing it together, and then making special effects just to increase the comedy in the video and in the actual episode. And then there's copyright issues in itself in regards to using anime. And abridging is a very difficult thing to do, and I gotta give props to all the abridgers out there, and especially the few here which I'm going to name off that I particularly enjoy. The channel HOTD Abridged, which has started uploading a little bits of content here and there. They did High School of the Dead Abridged back a couple years back, and they finished it even, and it was really good, except near the end, the start of the series was a little bit wonky because of the audio was kind of all over the shot, and you couldn't really hear some people talking. But then the middle of the series was really funny, and the end was funny as well, but they kind of had to mix up, and they only had like one female voice actor or two female voice actors left that committed throughout the whole thing. So that was a little bit off, but the whole series in general was a big laugh. It was really great to watch, and it is the rare instance of some people actually committing and completing an abridged series, which is very difficult and very rare. Next we have Yaroshin, who currently creates How to Be an Adventurer abridged series, but I initially followed him for his Rosaria Vampire abridged series, Abridged plus Vampire. And this was back when I was a huge fan of Rosaria Vampire, because it was the first anime I ever watched. But going back now, I can't really rewatch the anime. It's very, very cringe. I do have the whole manga series, though. I think that is fantastic. But yeah, Rosaria Vampire Abridged by Yaroshin. He cancelled it in the end because it just kind of faltered in popularity and a few other things. I got to personally ask him, I believe it was on Ask FM. I made an account literally just to ask him how the progress of that was going, because he did an open Q&A thing on that, and he explained in detail. Basically, Rosaria Vampire was kind of just a lost project on him. He kind of lost his inspiration to continue with it, and he wanted to look towards different things, which is fair enough. He was about 10 episodes in, and my favourite episode is War Horse. That episode is fantastic. But yeah, Yaroshin, great guy, and he's making fantastic content. He's now able to keep things up with a Patreon, so good on him. Next is Grim Jack, who I mainly follow for his The Devil is in a Ment series, or The Devil is a Part-Timer Abridged, which is fantastic. It's kind of a lot more, I don't know, skits, and kind of a lot more different. It's all over the place compared to all the other series which try to maintain continuity, but then A Devil is in a Ment, it's just like, here's some funny shit, let's fucking do it. And it's really good though, I really enjoy the series. So Grimjack, very good creator. Lord Deodrith, I believe that's how you pronounce his name, I'm probably wrong. He created a Konosuba Abridged, and he's creating other things like Goblin Slayer Abridged and that, but I mainly followed him for Konosuba Abridged, and I think it's fantastic. A great take on the show, and yeah, they're really good. The Abridged Boys nearly got 100,000 subs, and they are fantastic for Seraph of the End Abridged and My Hero Academia Abridged, and they did a one-shot of the first episode of ReZero Abridged, which was also great. These guys, the humor of these guys and their editing, and I love the Abridged Boys. They are fantastic. Although they haven't been consistent recently, I still think they're great guys and great content creators. I love their series. The infamous Something Witty Entertainment, who created Sword Art Online Abridged, whose episodes are like range in the millions. It is so rare to find a series. I think the only other creator of a Abridged series who's gotten their episodes in the millions of views is Team 4-Star. But Something Witty Entertainment and their series Sword Art Online Abridged is going into the second season, and they give monthly updates on social media, and they keep explaining what's going on with the editing and all that, and it's great to see the progress and the amazing humor of the series. Sword Art Online Abridged is very popular online, and I think it's great as well. And of course, the grandfather of it all, Little Karibo, Martin Billany, formerly known as Card Games FTW back when there were copyright issues. Little Karibo, he is... What can you say about Little Karibo? He's fucking amazing. Yu-Gi-Oh! The Abridged series has been with me for years, and I'm going to continue watching until the very end. He has been dedicated to the series for so long. He's up to season 5 of Yu-Gi-Oh! The last season of it. He's knocked out 4 seasons, and I believe his planned schedule was to get season 5 done, and then the Dark Side of Dimensions movie, and then he'll be finished with Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged, which will be a sad day when that comes around, and I'm going to be there when it does come around, when he completes it, and I'm going to applaud him for all of his hard work and dedication towards the Abridged series and the Abridged community. And Little Karibo, he's top bloke, and if I had the chance to meet him, I'd shake his hand and say, "You're the funniest bloke I know." He makes fantastic content all around, and yeah, he's the grandfather of YouTube. I believe his first episode was literally in 2007, but because of copyright issues back then, he kind of had to bunch of re-uploads, bunch of different stuff, and yeah, so that's why it doesn't state that now. But yeah, I believe the first episode was in 2007, which he's been in this for over a decade, so you got to give him props. Abridging is a very unique thing to YouTube, and so that you can only find it on YouTube, and it's hard to keep it going. Which, like, some people, like Something Witty Entertainment, Little Karibo, and Yaroshin, they've been able to keep things going thanks to Patreon. Because YouTube, they either demonetize videos because of copyright claims, or like copyrighted music, copyrighted anime, or maybe just the violence / humor of the whole thing. Because Abridging is all about shortening an episode or a series of stuff and basically making it into a comedy, and not a lot of jokes fly these days on YouTube. But Abridging is something I want to see continue to expand and continue to grow, but with the way YouTube is, I know it's going to be difficult. And as you've seen, a bunch of people have dropped off with series, or have just dropped off in general. And then that was because of the way YouTube was previously, how someone would spend months hiring voice actors or voicing themselves, being their own characters, and then having to edit lip flaps and the editing to make it look professional as well, and then the months it would take to do all that on top, because it's really, a lot of these guys are doing it as like passion projects. Like, they got full-time work and studying and all that to do on the side, and then like they spend months working on this project for an episode, like 10-20 minute episode. They upload it, and then they don't make any revenue from it because of copyright claims, because the fair use system isn't really in works at the moment. Abridging is something unique, and to all the creators, I want to say thank you for your contribution to making people laugh, because Abridging, you got to be in the right mindset. You got to want to make people laugh and want to create something that's unique. But unfortunately doesn't give a lot of reward back unless you maintain and build an audience to the point where you can create a Patreon and survive off that. Then it's really difficult to control and maintain. That's why I'm surprised with High School of the Dead Abridged. Although they had many troubles like at the start with editing and at the end with different voice actors, they stuck through it and completed the whole series. I even think they did the OVA. So yeah, it's sad to see X the Dark One / Digital Hat Productions, which is the channel he runs now. It's sad to see Yu-Gi-Oh! GX Abridged end. And especially after all the trouble he's had with Shady Fox leaving, having to find people to replace the voice actors for him, and then, like, I believe X the Dark Ones himself has said he's had a lot of problems with it, and then he announced on Twitter through, like, a live stream video that he announced it was ending, and I'm kind of bringing this to the YouTube forefront before he uploads a video to YouTube, but regardless, and it's kind of been suspicious for a while. Like, I think there was some sort of mention about, if I recall correctly, there was episode 20, The Age of Chaz, which he was going to do, and then there was going to be one more episode where Shady returns as Jade, and that might have been the final episode, and I think they were going to end it there, but I haven't even got through that yet. He said in his live stream that there's a bunch of reasons behind it, a lot of them personal, and he wasn't going to go into it. So it's upsetting to hear, and it's upsetting to see, but fortunately that's the way the world works. You can't have perfect setting for everything, especially in abridging, with all the different components that go into making a bridge series. It's hard to keep promises, and it's hard to keep things going for an audience that rapidly love your content. And there's just one other YouTuber which I don't feel like it's appropriate to mention. He came back after a while of not making content, and he made this rather funny abridged series, but because it had a lot of nudity in the initial show, YouTube just cut him off straight away. And like this, he was doing well before YouTube got really strict years ago, but then they cut the legs off from him, and then he continued to try and make episodes, but he couldn't continue to pay the voice actors. And I applied. This is the same guy I applied to do voice acting for, but see, I don't care if I'm a voice actor, like, I want to do voice acting. I think that'd be great, like, as a side thing, that'd be great. And I would gladly help out any abridger, like, I can try and do impersonation, and I know I've been told I've got a radio voice, so if this helps in any way, great. But regardless, I don't care if I wanted to have the accolade of voice of this guy in this show, which is rather inappropriate. Like, I don't care. I'll voice in anything, to be honest. But yeah, when I was talking to him, like, he kind of like dropped off, and then he made a video recently saying he came back from a big episode. He's kind of like depressed, and he even went to a mental facility for it. And he was giving his audience an update on what was going on. And he even explained that the show he was creating has been difficult to write for because he needs to be in the right mood for it, and it's gone on a little bit of a hiatus because his last episode was like 2 years ago, and it's been difficult for him. He said he wants to continue, but it's going to be difficult. And then I looked in the comments, and the comments were nothing but, "Oh, is this show continuing? Oh, is this show, are you going to keep going with the show?" And it's just like, did you watch the video even? Some creators become renowned for that one thing they did once. Like X the Dark One, he's been renowned for being the final creator and host of Yu-Gi-Oh! GX The Abridged series. And it might be difficult for him to create other content, and it probably will be. And then seeing this guy who has explained he's had a severe lapse of depression, and then he explained in detail what's going on with the show he's abridging. And the comments are completely negligent, and they ignore everything he said, like, about him and about the show, just to ask, are you continuing with the show? Just because they don't care about him, they care about what he produces, and it's sad to see. So that's the other trouble with abridging. You become well renowned for something, and people just want more of that one something. And it's very difficult to stay motivated when you want to do other stuff. and then no one cares about your other stuff. It's very difficult. That's in a YouTube landscape in general. That's not just Abridging. But regardless, I think Abridgers do fantastic work, and I think Abridging is a unique thing on YouTube that deserves to remain. And despite how many changes YouTube has gone through since Abridging started becoming popular, I am very happy that some people have stuck through it this whole time and are continuing the fantastic work that they're doing. And I want to give a huge shout out and a thank you to everyone that I mentioned earlier. And good on you for continuing your work, and to those who have given up those series that they started off, best of luck with everything else, and I hope your other content gets viewed as well. That's all the time I've got for you today. Thank you so much for watching. This is Trout in the Dash Y, signing out.